Welcome back to Till All Are Done, the show where we take a look at one toy for every character in the Transformers universe. Dinobot number 3 is up on the stage, but if you want to start from the very beginning and see who we've covered so far, check out the playlist in the description or click the card in the corner. But the best way to stay tuned for new episodes is to subscribe and see which figures I'm going to showcase next. Slag. Oh shit, I just swore. I'm not supposed to do that before the beginning of the video. Oops. Slug is our final Dinobot left to cover from episode 8. He's a Triceratops, and I checked to see if modern science has made me outdated again, and nope, I'm good here. We still have Triceratops. I wasted the Grimlock spot for selfish reasons, but I did want to cover one Dinobot design from the trio in Transformers Animated. Aside from the G1 cartoon, this is the other time where the Dinobots were prominently featured in a show, because at least in fiction, they went away for a long time. Even Grimlock didn't appear in the Armada trilogy. Toy? Yes, there is one, but not fiction. So let's get down to it. We are diving into the world of Transformers Animated with this Dinobot as our vessel. This is Deluxe Class Transformers Animated Snarl. Wait, what? That can't be right. What's going on here?
Transformers.
Let's change it up and start with the Triceratops mode first, and I will say up front that I'm going to mix up the names a lot over the course of this review. In the show, it's Snarl because slag is a bad word in the UK, and I guess the name Slug didn't come across their minds quick enough. They confused everybody, and I'm trying not to do that here. I know his name is originally Slag, and in the show, it's Snarl, okay? We got that out of the way? All good? Good. So Slag here looks incredible in his Triceratops alt mode, and I've always had a soft spot for this design. I love how it skirts the line between organic and cybernetic with these big armor plates on his shoulders. It looks tough even though it's smaller at a deluxe class scale. Plus it looks mean with the horns and that splash of gold on the face that goes so hard. The rest of the paint is a bit on the muted side, I'll admit, which I know they did that to match the show's aesthetics, and in general the animated toys have all these powder-esque colors to them, which is a neat design choice, but I wish it was a bit brighter here, maybe a bit more gloss to it would have helped. I love the shade of gray blue that they went with, and the accents of red and gold are awesome, but I just want it to pop a little more. You can actually get them in purple and black with the Adventure repaint, but I just want a more realized version of this one. For beasts, we're always looking for articulation in alt mode, and the head and legs have it in spades. The whole head assembly can look up a full 90 degrees, and then you can move the face and pieces of the crown independently. That's cool. Plus the horn as well. So lots of movement so far, and we got lots more. This might be the most articulating alt mode we've covered on the channel so far. The back legs rotate 360 degrees, which is great, and you can extend the legs outward 90 degrees, so you can get Slag into the P pose if you move the hip panel out of the way. Plus, ankle articulation for properly placing him on the hard surfaces is greatly appreciated. The front legs don't have 360 rotation, but that's okay because the Triceratops crown would be in the way anyways. Otherwise, the legs can shoot out 90 degrees and the ankles have articulation too. Now, if you half transform him, it starts to get weird and you have a lot more articulation, but now he's a freak. I'll save that articulation for later when we get into the robot mode, but we might as well just get into the transformation right here, right now, and finish the job. But I'll finish up by saying that this awkward step here for the front legs doesn't like to lock in with the rest of the body, and if you think it's a problem now, just wait. You wouldn't expect it from this toy, but the transformation is actually quite challenging. I often have an idea of where certain parts end up when I transform these toys, but with this guy, sometimes I need to look up a video to jog my memory. Many people, including myself, end up mistransforming the front chest all the time. And you either see the dino head too far down the body to the point where it looks like a cod piece, or it ends up being a mask sometimes, and that's not what we want to do. I like how everything kind of transforms outwards, from the front legs turning into the actual robots. The shoulders and arms shoot outwards and down to reveal the head and lock in. Not tight enough for my liking, but they do peg in, which is okay. The tail rotates down and then opens up to create the wings. Then now we'll work the chest piece into the right place, and you can do this if you can place the torso in the proper place first. There. It's not obstructing his view, and it's not part of some weird tribal getup. We have ourselves a buff looking robot mode. Oh wait, I also forgot. Flames. We are now cooking with gas. Here is Animated Snarl, Slag, Slug, someone, in robot mode. And the greatest thing about all these Transformers Animated designs is how they like to exaggerate certain parts of the designs. They got this big bulky chest and broad shoulders with flames coming out of it, but small legs and a pretty small head. He got too buff too quickly and the rest of his body hasn't caught up yet. But it fits perfectly with the Dinobot trio in the show, with Swoop's design being the complete opposite and Grimlock kind of finding the happy medium. Once you figure out how to put it there properly, the Triceratops head on the chest really becomes the main attraction of the look, along with the spring-loaded flames gimmick on the shoulders. Behind the panels, you can press these little buttons and shoot the flames out. Yeah, they are very short, and we're not creating flame wings or anything, but it's still cool, I still like it. I love his dopey but lovable head sculpt. He's got nice pearly blues, and that I really don't want to be here grimace. I love it. But I think those blue eyes were a last minute choice because this guy has orange light piping but painted eyes. What? Definitely this guy was tweaked in the last stages of his production, and the evidence is actually on TF Wiki with this pre-release photo of the mold. That's bullshit. Look at the extra paint apps. That's what I want. Right there. The club looks more volcanic looking too than the version we got, and I don't know if it's a different lighting, but the app looks shinier and more dynamic too. I would be a lot happier with this version of the toy, but for some reason they scaled back a lot of these changes. The volcanic club especially, damn, that's so flavorful. So now his weapon looks like he's holding lava defying the laws of physics, and that's just silly. I do like the way he holds it though, with his little tab clipping to the palm of his hands, plus you have the articulating fingers to wrap around it. Now if we got weapon storage in the Dino mode, that would have been nice, but now I fear losing the club, and I'm going to display him in robot mode even though the Triceratops is super nice and doesn't take up too much space. It's a good thing he's sculpted the way he is, being so proportionally obtuse, because if he wasn't this interesting, the guy might have just be completely dull and unappealing. He did shelf form at retail, so imagine how much worse it could have been. Maybe we should have put those paint apps in, but okay. Kids love dinos, so I still don't know why he shelf warmed. Like, I get bugs shelf warming like Beast Wars Inferno, I know, but not dinos, come on. With how bulky our boy is, you probably don't expect great articulation, and some ways you are right, but others might surprise you. The head can spin 360 degrees, but that's all, unfortunately. Arms shoot out 90 degrees and can rotate 360 degrees if you move the tail/robot wings out of the way. Not a whole lot of elbows going on here though, as you barely get 45 degrees out of it. Maybe less, I don't know, I don't have a protractor on me right now. We have articulating fingers like we pointed out earlier, but no wrist rotation. Slag. But at least the fists move downward due to transformation. The lower half is where we have a big problem I hinted at earlier. We have no waist rotation, but that's not what I'm talking about here. We have 90-degree leg pivot. Wait, that sounds great. What's the problem? Well, take a look at the back. Whoa, what? Should I censor this? We got some booty clapping going on here. Some of you guys are like thinking in your heads right now, Sly got me feeling away. Okay, serious now. This is a problem with this toy. This Slag toy just can't keep his cheeks together. There is a tab that's supposed to hold them together, but it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Yes, this enables some leg pivot for him, but how about we get the pivot and the pelvis stays tabbed in when we need it to? I'm not really freaking out because I find dino cheeks really funny, but it's a design flaw at the end of the day, a big one. But home stretch now. We get 90-degree knees, and surprisingly you get some slight ankle articulation plus a foot heel, as this guy needs it very badly for stability. He can't stand up without it. So articulation is alright to do some posing, but with the massive chest and small limbs, the focus isn't really on this guy doing pirouettes or hitting a gritty. He's more of the club bouncer type standing in a menacing pose outside the door. No pun intended, because he's got a club as a weapon. may have shelf warmed, which is bad, but he's also warmed my heart. I kinda wanna go get Grimlock and Swoop to complete the trio now. But Snarl here, as he's called in the show, is good. I wouldn't put him on a very high pedestal of any kind, but he's still good. I'm giving him 3 stars out of 5. My biggest contention with the toy is the butt hinge. It's clearly a design flaw that they really needed to rethink or QA or something. But also we could have gotten a better paint app without betraying the show aesthetics. But other than those 2 things, I think this is a fun toy. He looks great in both modes and the transformation is good once you have it committed to memory. Articulation could be a bit better, but it's good enough. They are redoing the animated characters in the Legacy and Age of the Primes toy lines right now, and I don't know if they will entertain doing the Dinobots, but I would love to see them do another take on this guy and this design. I don't expect it, especially because he's shelf warmed, but let's say they do the Grimlock. And then all of a sudden, now we can't leave the trio unfinished, right? Here's hoping, because you never know what Hasbro's gonna do. I mean, we're still waiting for G2 Stunticons, for Christ's sake. And that's our last Dinobot for episode 8, SOS Dinobots. But if you were getting sick of seeing those Dinobots, too bad. Episode 10 is our next stop and it gives you 2 more Dinobots. We have a Dinobot Palooza here. So we're quickly completing the 5-piece. You're going to want to subscribe so you don't miss out on those episodes. And I greatly appreciate that you spend some of your precious time here on the JR Magnus channel. I really do appreciate it. And peace out.